The air in our apartment, usually warm and filled with the scent of Simone's cooking, felt unnaturally cold. It was a Tuesday evening, just like any other, except it wasn't. Simone stood by the window, her silhouette framed by the city lights. She didn't turn around when she said it. "Malcolm, I want a divorce." The words hung there, sharp and heavy. My first reaction was a jolt, a physical shock, as if I'd been doused in ice water. My heart hammered against my ribs. Divorce? Where was this coming from? We had our disagreements. Sure, what couple doesn't? But this felt like a final, brutal verdict on our entire life together. The hurt was a raw, gaping wound. Then something inside me shifted. The shock gave way to a strange, chilling calm. My mind, usually a jumble of creative ideas and project deadlines, became laser-focused. Something was wrong. This wasn't just a sudden change of heart. This was calculated. Her reason was flimsy. Something about us growing apart, about needing to find herself. But the way she avoided my eyes, the way her hands trembled slightly as she clutched her phone. It was a performance, a poorly rehearsed one. The next day I started my day like usual, but my mind was elsewhere. I remembered a name she'd mentioned a few times recently. Curtis, a new friend from her book club. She'd described him as this charismatic, successful guy. My gut twisted. I found his number in an old group chat and called him. The conversation started casually. "Hey Curtis, it's Malcolm, Simone's husband." The silence on the other end was just a fraction too long. I asked him if he knew anything about Simone's sudden decision. His voice was smooth, too smooth. "Man, I'm sorry to hear that." "No, she just mentioned you guys were having a tough time." I told her to follow her heart. It was the kind of generic, sympathetic line you'd offer a stranger. But then I asked a specific question. "Really, because she told me you two have been spending a lot of time together, that you've been a big influence." His defensiveness flared instantly. "Hey, I'm just a friend. Whatever's happening between you two is your business." The denial was too quick, too forceful. He was hiding something. That phone call was the spark. I started paying closer attention. It was the little things at first. Simone, who was usually so open, suddenly guarded her phone like it was a state secret. She started working late, but when I'd ask about her day, her answers were vague and evasive. It felt like I was living with a stranger. The real breakthrough came from my own work. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I'd just finished a big branding project for a new tech startup. While finalizing my invoices, a name on the payment transfer caught my eye. C. Jennings, CFO, Curtis Jennings. My blood ran cold. I dug deeper, pulling up the initial project proposals and contracts, and there it was. The company I'd been working for, the one paying my bills for the last 3 months, was Curtis's company. The same Curtis who was just a friend to my wife. The pieces clicked into place with horrifying clarity. This wasn't a coincidence. They were using my own income, my own work, to fund their affair. The money I earned to build a life with my wife was being siphoned off to support the man she was leaving me for. The betrayal was so profound, so multi-layered it left me breathless. I knew a simple confrontation wouldn't be enough. They had built their little world on a foundation of lies and my hard work. I was going to tear it down in public. I found out through a mutual acquaintance that Curtis had invited a group of friends, including Simone, to a fancy brunch that Saturday, after which he planned to take them to a luxury car dealership. He was going to buy a new sports car, a grand gesture to show off his success, my success. That Saturday, I walked into the bustling brunch spot. The laughter and clinking glasses stopped as heads turned. I saw them at a large table, Curtis holding court, Simone smiling up at him. I walked straight to their table. I didn't raise my voice. I just looked at Curtis and said, "Curtis, great to see you. I just wanted to thank you in person. The payments for the branding project you hired me for have really helped my family." I watched the color drain from his face. Simone looked utterly confused. Then, I turned my attention to her. "And Simone, honey, I'm so glad my work could help you and Curtis get a fresh start. Since he's using my money to impress you, I thought I should be here for the celebration." The table fell silent. The whispers started. I left them in the wreckage and went straight to the car dealership. When their group arrived 20 minutes later, looking shaken, I was already there, chatting with the manager. As Curtis walked in, trying to regain his composure, I announced loudly, "Oh, here he is now. This is the guy I was telling you about. He loves your cars. But just so you know, the company he's using for his credit application is funded almost entirely by my freelance contract. You might want to run those numbers again." The public humiliation was devastating. His mask of success crumbled, revealing the pathetic fraud underneath. The drive home with Simone was silent and heavy. That night she slept on the couch. We began the painful process of separating our lives. We also started marriage counseling. The first few sessions were brutal. It was just raw anger and hurt pouring out of me, and a wall of defensive justifications from her. There were moments I wanted to just walk out and never look back. But the therapist helped us create a space where we could at least speak without screaming. Accountability didn't come overnight. It started with small, concrete actions. Simone moved out to give us space. She cut off all contact with Curtis. She provided full access to her phone and bank records, not because I demanded it, but because she knew it was the only way to prove she had nothing left to hide. I set firm boundaries, no more excuses, no more blame shifting. I needed her to own every part of what she did. It was a slow, agonizing process of her dismantling the lies she'd told herself and me. Healing happened separately before it could ever happen together. I focused on my work, hit the gym, and reconnected with friends I'd neglected. I had to rebuild my own sense of self-worth outside of our marriage. Months later, we started talking again, really talking. The conversations were difficult, filled with long pauses and tears. She finally confessed everything, not just the affair, but the insecurities and resentments that led her there. She talked about feeling invisible, about how Curtis's flattery felt like a lifeline. It didn't excuse her actions, but for the first time, I started to understand the why. I realized that love isn't just about passion and shared dreams, it's about constant active respect and communication. We had both failed at that long before Curtis ever entered the picture. I don't know if we'll ever get back to what we were, or if we even should, but we're learning to build something new, something based on brutal honesty and a newfound respect for each other as individuals. It's a painful journey, but it's real, and for now, that's enough. Thank you for listening to my story. If you found this meaningful, please like and subscribe for more content.